Hello and welcome to the video. This is what I think Silver the Hedgehog from Outcome Memories might play like. Now only one of these abilities is confirmed, but it is a heavy work in progress ability, which is his first ability so far. And please do take all of this with a grain of salt. This is all just my ideas and speculations on how he might play. I will do similar videos with other characters in the future, so just sit back and watch the video and try not to take any of this seriously. So, the first ability that we know of is called Suspension. Now, this ability is a small projectile-like ability that Silver will throw. When it hits the killer will be put into a button-mashing minigame while being held in place. This ability does not stun, so while in place, the EXE can still use abilities like the charge ability and his teleport ability to maybe escape. We don't know if it's going to escape or if it's still going to hold him in place. But he can still use his abilities like M1. Silver's walk speed will also be reduced very dramatically when using this ability, or at least while the killer is held in place. Now, that was all confirmed, or not confirmed, but I think it is. Now, I'm going to move on to a part of this ability that I think is going to, might be real, but might not be real. So I think the further away Silver is, the easier the button mashing is going to be. So say if Silver is next to the killer, it's going to be a lot harder for the killer to get out the button mashing minigame that, the killer is in. Say if he's across the map and he somehow snipes the EXE with the projectile, then it's going to be easy for the EXE to get out. Also, for this next part, this is going to be confirmed about the first ability that I know of. I think this is confirmed. So, whenever the EXE is held in place and he gets stunned by another character, the button mashing minigame immediately disappears and Silver's walk speed is back to normal, for the effect has worn off, because someone else has stunned the EXE. Now, I would like to warn you, everything moving onward is now completely speculation and what I think might happen. It also might not. So everything onward from now on is completely false about the character so far, since we know nothing completely onward other than his first ability. Now, onto what I think Silver's second ability is going to be, which is going to be his last ability. Silver's second ability, what I think it's going to be, is going to be a throw ability, which is going to be like a counter. So, if he activates the ability and he gets hit during this, he will throw the EXE. This will not do stun unless the EXE hits a wall, then it does a 1 second stun. While this is happening, Silver's walk speed is also reduced, but this time there's no button mashing in the game. I reckon it's going to throw EXE about 30 studs. Now, onto what I think his first passive ability is going to be, which I call the Savior. This makes it so any nearby survivors within an immediate proximity get a 0.5 speed boost. I know it's not much, but I also gave him another passive and a LMS passive. So, I feel like it's justified. Now, onto a second passive, which is ESP, which stands for Extrasensory Perception, which Silver actually has. So, I reckon this passive is going to make it so whenever EXE uses an ability, not M1, like his actual abilities like Charge or Teleport, it will highlight the killer for about 1 second to Silver, just so Silver knows where he is on the map, because Extrasensory Perception. I was thinking doing something where it's near, when EXE was going to be near Silver, but that would just be a copy and paste of Tails' ability. So I thought, why not make it so it's when the EXE uses an ability. Okay, now time for Silver's final and third passive for the future. This is an LMS only passive, so it activates only in LMS. Now, this will put a 1 second stun onto all of his abilities, plus reduce the cooldown of them. So say if Silver hit the EXE with suspension, after the EXE breaks out of suspension, there will be a 1 second stun, and the cooldown will be reduced. Same with throw. Throw will put a 1 second stun onto EXE after the throw stops, or it will make it a 2 second stun if he hits a wall. Thank you to listening to my little rant about what I think Silver's going to be like. Now remember, all of this should be taken with a grain of salt. Only about half the first ability, what I said about it, is true. So, and that's also bound to change. That first ability is bound to change and might even change, who knows. But yeah, hopefully you liked the video and hopefully you liked how I thought Silver might play as. See ya.